Geeks Gone Wrong.
Stream to my Facebook account. Didn't want to do that. Hopefully it's not going to act up, because I've been streaming a lot and it's showing me pretty loud in the snowball on them.
I don't hear you any louder than normal.
Well, in the stream it's showing kind of loud.
I'm pulling the stream now.
Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. That should be good. Before it was like every time I talked, it was like straight red.
Yeah, you're much louder than us.
Yeah, well, I'll end up being the loudest one here.
Because you're about to get rowdy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so changing our name to Randy. You're going to be Rowdy Randy.
It's like...
That's close to max.
You named me Randy? Why don't you just name me Horny? That's,
might as well have been Horny Giles.
Yeah. Does Chase... I don't think Chase gets that reference.
I don't. Did you ever watch Buffy, Chase?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where did you get it? Because that was.
Yeah, I remember that now. It's been a while. It's been a while because they took it off Netflix.
That is my favorite episode. Tabula Rasa.
Yeah.
Tabula Rasa is my favorite episode.
That was the best one that and Once More with Feeling were the two best ones in season 6.
And they were back to back.
They were. Everything, I don't like that season. I know a lot of people do, but that one is my least favorite.
I mean, I think it's everyone's least favorite until the twist happens.
Yeah, so it's like Once More Feeling and Tabula Rasa, and then like the last 4 episodes are all really good, and then it's just a lot of drag. Well, okay, maybe the season premiere is pretty good too, but it's still not my favorite.
Is that the one where the season premieres like the zombies?
No, it's the season premiere after she dies.
Yeah, when Buffy comes back.
Yeah, I thought she'd come back and then it was a zombie apocalypse almost.
No, it was just all of the monsters decided, oh shit, she dead. Let's go hit up Sunnydale. You know what I'm saying? Like
we're gonna fuck it up real good.
Yeah. Let's go ride at the Hellmouth. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dog. It's like you and your friends, like y'all country. So, like, it's like you and your friends go, oh shit, no one's at the cabin. Let's go to the creek. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I thought you were going to say, let's go to the Waffle House.
No.
Yeah.
That's a completely different situation. The Waffle House is, oh shit, I'm drunk.
Well, no, all the demons in Sunnydale got drunk and decided, oh shit, let's go to the Waffle House. And by that we mean the Hellmouth.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, for like vampires and shit like that, that is the Waffle House.
Yeah.
Very equivalent to the Waffle House.
Yeah. So, are we recording yet?
Yeah, we've been streaming for 3 minutes.
Okay.
We are live, and I sent Sam the time at 4:22, so I don't know what's happening there. So I guess we can roll.
Roll your boat. Because the boat has wheels.
Look, speaking of shit that has, speaking of the shit that has wheels and that doesn't actually do the things that something said it does. Can we talk about the song "Wagon Wheel"? All of the things that he talks about don't actually roll.
But I think that's the point.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't rock. They don't rock. Like, all of these things don't rock. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here?
Rock you like a wagon wheel. Wagon wheels roll, don't rock.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of songs talking about rocking, I think maybe "Rock You Like a Hurricane" might work better.
Fuck yeah, man.
But do you get rocked in the hurricane, or you just get blown the fuck out?
And like, okay,
I mean,
can we talk about "Rock You Like a Hurricane"? Is it like just randomly in that song he says in a very high pitched voice, "Is it? Are you ready for the knife?" Like, it sounds like he's saying, "Are you ready for the knife?" Like, it's like they're singing the song. He's just like, "Are you ready for the knife?" Like what the fuck is happening here? Like, I thought we were talking about something else, and he's asking about a knife, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's happening here.
I mean, you know,
have you seen the Scorpions cover arts? Because they look like more of a super extreme heavy band than they really are.
Yeah.
Like, it has like a dude with like forks in his eyes and shit.
Well, that was in the time, like in the 80s, when like even the tamest metal bands got pretty decent cover art for shitty albums.
But that was also a time where, like, to like the general public, that was heavy.
Yeah,
you know what
definitely.
I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I can't stand hair metal, because it diluted what metal could have been for a long.
I saw a meme where it was like some like super like white college kid, and he was like, "When I get mad, I listen to the heaviest stuff," and then it was like his heaviest stuff, Trapped.
Oh god. Have you all been following the controversy with the lead singer of Trapped?
I have. It's really fucking sad and funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I have no idea what y'all talking about.
Well,
he's like he's. Well, wait a minute. How political do we get here? Because I don't necessarily.
No, you do what you want to.
Okay, cool. So he's a major Trump supporter. And he goes on long rants on Twitter, just, talking shit about everything that Trump despises. And so, so naturally he makes himself a target. And people have just been like ragging on him lately, and he cannot handle it.
And he just don't know when to stop. Like, he even made a beef with
who was it?
Sam said he has some sort of update. He's coming.
I'm trying to. Well, he made a beef with Ice-T.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
And then,
who the hell wants to beef with Ice-T? That man made a song called "Cop Killer" and eventually played a cop on TV, and ain't nobody had shit to say. Like, for real. And then, like, wasn't he a cop in New Jack City too? And ain't nobody say shit.
I think it was. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
Look, look, this is how real it is for Ice-T. In that movie New Jack City, he was a cop with dreads. Like, do you know how real you got to be a cop with some dreads? That's some real shit. That's some real shit, bro. Like,
it is.
For like the cop people to be like, man, we need you to cut your hair, and they're just like, we need you. You need what? You know what? You good?
Yeah, okay, but which was the better role for Ice-T, when he was in New Jack City, or when he was in Tank Girl playing a kangaroo?
Oh, full disclosure, I've never seen Tank Girl.
You're missing out, man.
I saw the previews for Tank Girl, and I said, that is some white people shit right there.
Oh, it is, but it's great.
Here it is. Trapp's trolling of Ice-T gets the attention of the New York hardcore community, hashtag pray for trapped, because like Danny Diablo is like on his case now, so he's kind of in some shit now.
I know a song by Trapped, right?
Probably.
They were technically a one-hit wonder back in the early 2000s. I think.
What was their one hit?
Headstrong.
Yep, that's what I know. My old coworker, that was his ringtone.
Is he a Red Hatter now?
He is very much a Red Hatter. He's been a Red Hatter. He's been a Red Hatter since Obama.
He was probably like that before that too.
Oh, let me tell you, I've told this to the show, but like, do y'all remember the story that I told? Oh, Chase, do you remember the story that I told the day of the first Obama election?
Retell it.
I want to hear it. So
okay, so I went early, I voted, and then I went to work.
Right.
At the time I was working in self-storage, and that was auction day. And just to be funny, because I know that my coworker was not a fan of Obama, right? I got an extra sticker. So we're there, and the auction is getting ready to start. Everybody is just kind of in the office, just kind of chilling. It was a huge office, right. and someone made a joke about voting for Obama, and I said, I know, I got him an extra sticker and everything. And the guy, it was almost like a record scratched. and it was like the jukebox got bumped or something like that, because everybody went silent. And then I realized that most of the people, there's at least 30 people in this office. There's maybe 2 other black people in this office. And the dude looked at me and he was like, "You voted for Obama?" And I was like, "Yes." And he kind of looked around and he said, in a very menacing tone, he said, "You're on your own here, buddy." I have never been but there has never been a time where I was just kind of even remotely afraid at work, except for that time I lost a snake. I
kind of want to hear that story too.
Okay, so here's the snake story. So that same place is near a landfill in Hampton. And we used to get critters all the time, like all kinds of critters. And they were talking about like snakes and stuff showing up and all this kind of stuff. Most of the time when I saw them, they were already dead. So I never really had to deal with them. So I'm at work and I'm in the office, and the office was detached. Like you had to like drive a little bit, through the gate and then go back to the actual property. But it was like a little building up front that used to be an insurance office that they turned into the office for the storage place. Right. And there's some woods in between, like you drive around the side, but like in between there and where the storage buildings start, there's just woods. So we would get stuff all the time. Deers would come out and try to eat the flowers across the street, all kinds of shit. And this one time I was at work and I'm kind of looking out the corner of my eye and I'm like, yo, that's a snake. And it wasn't really like anything serious. It was just like a little black snake. About 1.5 feet, I would say. And it wasn't very big. I think it might have been still like a juvenile. So I'm like, I don't want to deal with this snake. So what I did was I kind of grabbed the trash can. I emptied the trash can and I grabbed a broom and I kind of swept it into the trash can and just put the trash can upwards. Because I was going to take it out, drop the trash can, let the snake go on about his business. Cause I ain't really about killing animals that ain't done nothing to me. Right. I'm not an animal lover in any way, but you know what I mean? Like if I see a roach or something like that, I'm gonna be like, all right, he good over there. You know what I mean? Like he not bothering me. Right. So as soon as I put the snake into the trash can, someone walks in the door and wants to see a unit. So I'm like, all right, it'll be fine in the trash can. It's perfectly fine in the trash can. It's not very big, and there was nothing else in this trash can for it to climb on. And so, like, I'm all right, let's go see the unit. So I just kind of put the trash can near the back door where I was going to let it out. And I just go on about my business. I go show her the unit. She says, thank you, take all the paperwork, and she leaves. I go back to the trash can. There's not a goddamn thing in it. Like, nothing. And the trash can hadn't moved or anything like that. There was nothing in it. And I'm the only person working that day. So it's not like somebody came in and moved it. So, and I start looking for the snake. And I'm looking, and like I said, it's a pretty large office. So I'm looking around and I see absolutely nothing. And I'm like, yo, maybe it figured out the way that it came in. However it came in, maybe it figured out the way it came in and went back out. So I went on by my business. I checked everything, cabinets or whatever like that, just trying to find where this thing is. So I sit down and I'm just at the computer doing work. And then another lady comes in and she's walking and I say hello and she doesn't say hello back. She starts walking and she does this. She's walking. Is that a snake? And like, she's and then like she kind of looks out the side like, is that a snake? Apparently it had migrated all the way to the opposite side in another corner of the office. I don't know how it got all the way there. And like, so I'm looking around the area of where it was. So it was like, she's like, I used the broom because I wanted to be that far away from the damn snake. But yeah, so I had to like, she was like, you know what? I was coming to pay my bill. I'll come back. She get the fuck out of there. And so I had to do the trash can thing again. And like, I don't even pick up the trash can with my hand. I had to take the little grabber thing. Right. And I grabbed the trash can and I got the broom in the other hand just in case this motherfucker want to come back out. And I'm just walking out the door. I opened the door up before I grabbed the trash can and everything just so I ain't got to touch nothing. I ain't got to do nothing. I just want to get this thing out of here. And then I finally get the snake out of there. But I'm not a fan of snakes. Let me tell you, not at all.
Yeah, they don't bother me, but I'm the same way. Like I don't necessarily want it in my house.
Yeah, fuck that. I think my internet bestie had a snake, and he disappeared for a while.
Yeah.
Did it have something to do with the snake?
Did the snake disappearing have something to do with the snake?
Oh, I thought you meant your internet bestie disappeared for a while.
No, his snake disappeared for a while. It's just all of a sudden his snake was gone. It wasn't
Because you were like, my internet bestie had a snake, and he disappeared for a while.
Yeah, the snake disappeared for a while.
That snake kidnapping ring that's going on.
What's going on, everybody?
With the way things,
what is up, man?
With the way things are going on right now, I was surprised by a snake kidnapping ring. Not at all.
Nah. You gotta find new streams of income.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now, snake trapping might be the hit.
Exactly.
All right, you ready, Chase?
Yeah, man.
You starting?
Sure. This is Scarcasm, and we in here with Maximum Overdrive.
Hello.
And the Scarfinger.
What's up, bitches?
And we got Sam.
Yeah, you give everybody a great introduction. You're like, oh, yeah, we got this guy over here.
I said I didn't mean I wasn't calling everybody bitches, but I just saw a recap of the Transformers movies, and it still makes me laugh that like, yo, the only black Autobot was like, "Sup, bitches," when he showed up. Like, for real? Like, this is what we doing right now? The only black Autobot in the first movie. And like, not only did he show up and say "Sup, bitches," like the motherfucker breakdance while he was transforming. Like,
I would recall that it was Eddie Winslow.
It was Eddie Winslow, which is the worst. Yeah, in the first Transformers movie, was it Jazz?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jazz was Eddie Winslow. The voice was Eddie Winslow.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the first thing he said, "Stop, bitches!" Like, if you don't get the fuck out of here with this shit, and like that part was bad enough. But like when someone actually like draws it to your attention that when he transforms, he break dances. He's like doing a windmill while he's transforming. You can never unsee that. It's like the FedEx arrow. Like once you notice the FedEx arrow, you will forever notice the FedEx arrow.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Chase broke that popped that bubble for me years ago, and I can't unsee it now.
yeah, yeah. The Amazon A to Z thing, I always notice now.
Yeah, that was one that I found out about not that long ago. But yeah, I had no idea that was Eddie Winslow. That's wild.
That's straight up Eddie Winslow, who used to have a thing with Superhead. I'm y'all white, so I don't know if y'all know who Superhead is.
In the early to mid odds, who didn't?
Truth, but I don't know. I don't know if y'all know who Superhead is.
That sounds familiar.
She was a video vixen, and she dated a bunch of famous dudes, and then at some point she decided to write books about her experiences.
And then she went into adult films.
Yeah, she went into adult films, and she gave Mr. Marcus that work. Like,
bro, he was running from it.
He was like running. Like a professional adult actor ran from the head. Like it's real. Like it was like the idea that a professional is like, yo, I can't take this. That must have been like the greatest thing ever. Like her nickname was Superhead. Like, let's be honest, her name was Superhead. And like, weirdly enough, and this is where white people come in. One of her most famous boyfriends is actually Bill Maher.
Really?
And this is after the books and stuff came out. So like, she, people were calling her Superhead, and he didn't like that very much.
Well, what doesn't Bill Maher not like?
I used to really like Bill Maher.
I think a lot of people did.
I used to really like Bill Maher, and now
he went deep into some weird stuff. So it was just like, I can't follow you anymore.
Yeah. It's like it's like what? You're going down a path I can't follow. Like I've been watching some Star Wars stuff too.
Well, it's particular with Bill Maher. It's particularly painful because I was a fan of his since I was like a teenager when he was doing Politically Incorrect, and then he got his HBO show, and I was a fan of that for a long time, and then he just went off the fucking deep end.
Yes. I don't know what it was. I think, you know what? I'm gonna say it. I think Obama broke him.
On some level, I think so too. Even though he was a big Obama guy, so I mean, it's weird, but
something happened during Obama's second term with Bill Maher that really just something snapped in Bill Maher during that second during the second go round.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like I just can't. Like my mom still watches them, but it's like, and my mom's super liberal, but for whatever reason, she still really enjoys Bill Maher. And not that his show doesn't have its moments, but it's like
it kind of started before that though, because I remember wasn't it like he praising the 9/11 hijackers?
That was why the first show ended.
Yeah, that's what killed Politically Incorrect. And actually, what he said then wasn't as bad as its reputation has it.
Yeah, basically, he said was like, to us they are terrorists, but to their people they're heroes.
Yeah, and his point was that he was trying to make a larger point about calling terrorists cowardly because the simple fact of flying an airplane into a building in his mind is it wouldn't be a cowardly act simply because it takes a lot of balls to fly an airplane into a building. It wasn't great timing, of course, but it was also not quite as bad as people made it seem.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we do with Trump now. Like he says anything, and it's like immediately pounced upon.
Yeah.
I mean, Obama wore a tan suit once, and it was the worst thing ever.
No, he put mustard. He put mustard on his hamburger, and he got the beats.
His wife wore a dress with no sleeves, and she got the beats.
I mean, for the record, mustard's delicious. So.
Yeah, you know what?
The whole thing was that he put Dijon mustard on his hamburger, and people were like, "Oh, what? He's too good for a good old American mustard."
Yeah, which was funny because it was Grey Poupon, which is made in, I don't know, like Detroit or something.
He is the president of the United States. You expect him to pull out some Frenches? Get the fuck out of here! Like, what do you expect from the president of the United States? Like,
and
you know what I mean?
And then all the while, like, Trump eats his steak like well done, like really well done, like it was packed with that charcoal brick.
My man eats chicken with a fork and a knife. Like, you know what I mean? The president of the United States. Yes, well, I've done that before. It's just, it just takes too long. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just kind of want to get into some pizza, and it's just like, well, this is taking too long. Let me just go ahead and pick this fucking thing up.
And if it's too big, you fold it, New York style.
Exactly. That's what I do. Shit.
Even if it's small, you still fold it because
exactly. Like it can be like it can be like you know, the size of the palm of your hand, but if it's New York style, just fold that shit.
No. All right.
For some reason, folding it makes it taste better too. I don't know why.
You know what the best thing is to do? Not necessarily the act of folding it that way, but folding it over the crust is the way that you can eat the crust.
That's true.
And then you roll it like small side first, and then you make a fucking pizza burrito. Like, what's better than a pizza burrito?
But real talk, if you're not eating your crust in general, dude, it's just a breadstick. You eat breadsticks, you're not a kid.
You don't eat your crust, you're a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like, it's better to eat the crust if it's a regular crust. Now, if it's a stuffed crust, like we have, this is a completely different conversation. But and you know, I'm really excited because I'm fat. But but like the if you roll it and you make a pizza burrito, like a pizza burrito is like the best idea. Like, I mean, what is there a better idea than a pizza burrito?
No,
pizza quesarito.
He has a point. Scar's not impressed.
Not at all. All right, so how are we gonna do this? Are we just gonna do like what's been going on with us? Because I don't really have a whole lot going on. I had seen something on the internet that I wanted to discuss. And I thought just watching this as an outsider has intrigued me, but I'm also disgusted at people.
And what was that?
Okay, so one of the YouTube channels that I follow, they started posting this countdown. I guess it was a countdown of a lady who's a YouTuber, and her name is like Riley Simpson or something like that. Now, I had no idea who Riley Simpson was until this was brought to my attention. And apparently, everyone was getting together in this live stream. It was a live stream over her, and the only thing on the screen was her subscriber count dropping. And people were just having a ball in the comments. And like old people like me were just kind of like, who is this? And why are y'all celebrating her demise? Like, I don't understand this, you know, that type of thing. And apparently, there's this YouTuber who has over 1 million followers, and his name is DDG. Now, I've never heard of DDG in my life. Like, never. And, like, I don't know anything about him. But apparently, this lady was under him in some capacity. And she decided in her own way that she didn't want to work with him no more. And it was just 1 million people rushing to his defense. And basically saying that she did him wrong and all of this kind of stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is like internet shit. Like, people are really this upset with this lady. And like, so I watched a couple of videos just to try to understand what the hell was happening here. And then, of course, like YouTube does, you watch a couple of videos and that was all about this. Like, you watch a review of The Last Jedi, and all of a sudden all of those people who hate The Last Jedi's videos come up. Right. And it's just like a bunch of people that's jumped on this. And I get it. Like, he is some sort of famous to someone. I mean, he has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Like, right. Oh, he's some sort of famous to nobody, but I've never heard of this dude ever before. And apparently he does music and a couple of other things. And, he has rich nigga stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he has a nice house. He has the cars and all of this kind of stuff, mostly from the YouTube perspective. Like, he turned his YouTube into like an empire. And apparently this lady ran afoul of the empire. But like, what I'm seeing is like basically a lot of people jumping on this bandwagon, and like it seems like a lot of people trying to prove how much they dislike this lady just so they can try to appeal to him. And it comes off as like, I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and I said that young people call it clout chasing, and it just comes off as dick licking to me. Like, it's like a bunch of people just bowing down to this dude who has like 1 million subscribers. And I'm pretty sure that like there's, to some people that means something.
Yeah, I heard the word clout, and I heard that pretty much means like notoriety or like fame or whatnot. And but it literally does sound like some sort of like private part. I'm gonna leak me some clout.
It's close. You know what? It was a bunch of dudes involved. I'm not sure they could find it, but but like, to me, like as an older person who doesn't see internet celebrities as actual celebrities,
same.
It's like very, very intriguing to me. Because like, I had conversations with my daughter. My daughter's 12. And like, she watches a lot of YouTube, and these people are actually celebrities to her. You know what I mean? This means something to her in a different way than I do. Like, I don't see these people as like real celebrities, but she also believes that all of these people are themselves in these videos, which I'm like, you're in for a rude awakening. That's kind of, these. She thinks that that's how these people are. But it just seems really weird to me, and also seems kind of wrong that, like, okay, maybe, I don't know what happened between the two of them, and no matter how she did it, like, all of the people are probably, all the people dumping on her are probably subscribers of his. And like, you have over 1 million followers, and they are all dumping on this one chick. And it just felt wrong to me. Like, and then it's like, yo, this is some internet shit. And like, they are really coming for this girl. And it just kind of felt wrong to me. And it just refreshed me to believe that, like, yo, I never want this internet thing to be, I never want to be that famous in any capacity. I never want to be that famous. I like the fact that, like, we get the views, and we get the, well, not the views. We get the we get the downloads that we get, and it's a small group. And that's perfectly fine to me. Yes, I wish it was more. And at one point, pre-separation for me, it was a lot more of downloads every month. But also, that came with a big headache. And like, the big headache is like, your subscribers thinking that you're a monkey and wanting you to dance on command. And that is the part that I never could get with. And at that time I said, I never really want to be that famous. I know people who are like, my friend Rod from the Black Guy Who Tips, he turned his podcast into his work. Like, this is what he does for a living. And he was able to do that because he had a pretty decent following. But like, I mean, he had a pretty good following, and like, he got people that actually subscribe by putting money down and all of that kind of stuff. And I see what he has to go through, and like people coming for him, and like you know, he posts like stuff like messages and like comments and like even reviews that people are sending to him. Like, this is what I have to deal with. He said, I never want that for myself. Like, I never do. And then like looking at this, and like, because again, like I said, I'm old. This doesn't come across to me the same way as it does to these young people. And like, it just seems like dick licking to me. Like, a whole bunch of people dick licking this dude because he has the clout, which, you know, you can say it sounds like a body part, but it also kind of sounds like a venereal disease.
When you put the clout, I got that clout.
Yeah, I got that clout. It burned. It burned.
The clout burns.
I don't know. This is just like, it's fascinating as a study in trying to understand young people, because I'm at that age where I don't understand young people at all.
Yeah.
But it also makes me incredibly sad that this is what they are. This is who they are at this point. Like,
I mean, it's not just young people that do this. I mean, there was a situation that I was reading about recently about a woman who hosted a radio show who took over for a person who died, and grown 40, 50-year-old people on the internet harassed her until she stopped. And these are grown folks. Because they didn't like her.
Yeah, that's fucked up. And a lot of times it's not even like they're giving her a chance. It's just she's not that person. And like, I've dealt with that on like a work type situation. When I first got into storage, and I've told this story before. When I first got into storage, I started working for a manager who was really popular with her people. Like, super popular with her people. And like, one day she was off work and I had to make the calls. So I pick up the phone and I start making calls, and I called this one lady, and she was like, "Who is this?" I'm like, "It's Mike from Public Storage," you know, like that type of thing. And she goes, "Oh no, the manager lady, I won't say her name. Manager lady knows what I do." Click, hangs up the phone. And like, she was real upset with me, and I was like, you know what, forget this. I'm gonna go, and I go to the bathroom. On my way back from the bathroom, now this time, this is before voicemail was widespread, and we had an actual answering machine. And so I'm walking back from the bathroom, and the answering machine beeps, and you hear this lady going the hell off. Insert manager lady here. Who in the hell you got calling my house? Like, it was like, oh, all I did was just make you a phone call to let you know that your bill was due. Like, I didn't know you always pay on the last day before your late fee kick in. I don't know this. But she was letting me have it over that answering machine. And ever since then, like,
you got a hole in my house.
When Q was doing the radio, he had people calling him by the wrong name because it was the name of the previous dude. I think you remember hearing about this story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy. All right, that's my story for right now. I'm not saying nothing else, but really this week, not very much has happened. I played a couple of games. I actually watched a movie that I can talk about later. I don't know if everybody has seen it, so I will try not to do spoilers, but I actually watched Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters a few months ago.
I was waiting for it to come on Disney Plus, and then it was never coming on Disney Plus. It was supposed to come in like sometime in the summer, and then they made it so that you could rent it now, but it wasn't on Disney Plus. And I was like, well, I got this little Google money. Let me go ahead and put some of this money on this so I can continue. I survived being spoiled to this point, and I was like, let me go ahead and watch this.
Yeah.
Right, who's next?
Yeah. Well, but yeah, like, all the climate that's been going on about, like, all the protests, like, you don't tread on me, you can't tell me what to do. That's been kind of crazy. But, I went to the grocery store and I felt that a little bit. I like, understood them a little bit. Because...
Somebody tread on you?
No.
Jeez.
Well, a little bit. I went to the grocery store and they had lanes. Like, you had to go into a certain door. And then I was about to go to the aisle door, and she was like, "No, you can't go that way. You got to go this way." And like, I had to walk down a path. I had to go down the deli, down every aisle. A certain people couldn't be facing going this way, so they had everybody shuffled down. So to get me my one thing of olive oil took me going through the whole fucking store, and I was just like. And then when I was going to put my cart up, she was like, "No, you got to go this way." So I had to go back around with my cart to put it up. Because I just had the one bag. I ain't taking the cart to the damn car and finding the, I was just going to put it back in the spot. So I was just like, and plus, I was the only motherfucker in the whole store without a mask. And everybody was like looking at me like I was the goddamn plague.
You didn't take your Michael Myers mask?
Well, that was before the I did the Michael Myers joke. I did that after I got back from the store almost immediately.
Yeah,
but,
I had a similar thing happen about a week or two ago where I went to the grocery store to grab some things and I didn't have a mask on and people were looking at me like I was, I don't know, a walking turd. But
yeah, I'm gonna I ordered me some bandanas because I used to have some bandanas and stuff from the, the hardcore days. But,
did you get some green ones so you can rep for the Grove?
No, they didn't have no green ones, so I just got red. Got the classic red.
So you're going to rep for the Bloods?
Yeah. But, but yeah, but then I was thinking, well, I should take advantage of this. When am I ever going to be able to go out in public and look like I'm about to rip the fucking pit up? Let's put on my hoodie and my my bandana.
You should go into the bank like that.
Well, I can't go in the bank at all yet. All the banking has to be done through the window. But
well, you should pull up. You should walk up to the drive-thru.
You go to the first one that has the drawer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody else got the tubes.
Yeah.
But that first one got the drawer. And you used to put a piece of paper in there. Doesn't say what you think it's gonna say, but you just have a menacing look over your nose.
But yeah, so I actually ordered groceries from Walmart.com, but my order, which is actually kind of cool. I've never done it before, so I don't know what I do when I get there, like where I go or whatnot. I'll probably just call them before I get there, but I'm
pretty sure that's not the first time you said that. I don't know. I haven't done it before. I don't know what to expect when I get there.
No, we've heard his stories about having sex. He probably says this quite often.
But yeah, so I can't pick it up till Tuesday, and I ordered it like on Thursday. Like
they're backed up.
So, but the cool thing is I can add and take away stuff from my order and up until like 1:00 on Tuesday or tomorrow. So yeah. So every time we think of something, we just add it to the cart and I'm gonna go pick it up and pay for it. So, but
go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I was just going to say, I tried to order a mic stand from Amazon, and I was like, okay, let's see, maybe it take a few, 2 or 3 extra days. No, they said May 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Like anything that's not essential, they're not shipping for weeks on end.
Well, something that is essential, like I my element from my oven like broke in half, and it's going to come on Wednesday, but I ordered it last Sunday.
Oh, shit.
And it's still prime, but it's, not going to get there. And then I had bought some pizzas from Frozen Pizzas, and when I got them home, I forgot that the oven's not working, so they've been in the freezer for a week, and they can't cook them.
You should get you one of those Pizza-Matic things from Walmart. those little things where it's like a revolving, it's like a little turning stand, and then you get the little heater on it.
Maybe they might be all sold out by now.
I don't know if they actually work. I've only seen them on TV. So.
It has the little arm.
Well, if they're on TV, they work.
Yeah, that thing.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've seen those. They look cool.
Okay, here's the thing about those. They may or may not work, but nothing about that seems sanitary. You know what I'm saying?
Just
seems
sitting there rotating.
It's just wide open, rolling around in a circle. Like if I lived with someone that had pets, I would never eat that shit. Like never, I would never eat that shit in your house because your pizza is just wide open, spinning around on a fucking turntable, with a fucking like a record player arm that heats the fucking thing, and then it's wide open with your animals around. Like, no, thank you.
What you need to do is get two of them and have the pizzas on there and just play some hip hop, and then just sit in front of your pizzas.
You can cut with the pizza.
You'll be DJ Zah. DJ Zah playing the hits.
Scar doesn't look happy again.
All right, Max, what you got? It's been a while.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
Well,
we were talking about Trapped earlier. Might as well bring Stained into it.
I used to love Stained, but see, here's this thing that has happened to me recently. I have this thing called empathy, which I didn't have before. Before I was in touch with my feelings after I got dumped. So I'm in touch with my feelings now. Now every time a Stained song comes on, I feel that teenage angst. You know what I mean? It like being pissed off at your parents and all that kind of stuff. I can feel that through the music, and I get really upset. And sometimes, if I listen to the song long enough, I might even cry. I feel that shit now. I didn't really then.
Okay, I'm gonna be straight with you, man. I don't give a shit about scene cred or music cred or whatnot. That first album was fucking nasty and raw, and it still holds up, man. That first album, the first one, Dysfunction.
Okay, Dysfunction. So, but there was one before that that they recorded that was had some really for them weird artwork of upside down crosses and
I remember that.
That dude sings country music now. That's how far.
Yeah, he does.
That dude sings country music now. That's fucking ridiculous.
And he's a Trump supporter too.
He was like, if Hootie can do it, I can too.
If you're in country music and you want to stay in country music, you might want to be a Trump supporter too.
I don't know. I think the country scene is split down the middle on that, but yeah.
Look. Hey,
the Nashville country scene is all Trump, but the alt more of the Americana alt country like Sturgill Simpson and stuff. That's not in that sphere, so they can be liberal as. And
I've actually heard good things about Sturgill Simpson.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's fantastic. He's got the COVIDs, y'all.
Is he white?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, because a name like Sturgill, you never know.
That's true. That's true.
That's one of those names that can go both ways.
No, he's really fantastic. I really liked his last album. I don't think it's gotten the attention that it deserves, but
it's gotten attention from people that I wouldn't think that would be into him. He's a lot of anime fans are liking it because of the anime thing on Netflix. But it's just cool that it's reaching a wider audience.
I fucking hate country music, by the way. I just wanted to reiterate that.
I thought I did for a long time, and then I discovered the alt country stuff, and it's much better than.
You mean all of the country songs just sound like they could be Chris Brown songs? It just has twang to it.
That's what we don't like.
Yeah, we don't like that either.
There's a lot of modern country. I don't know if it's the old country y'all talking about, but the modern country all sounds like Chris Brown songs. That it just doesn't have Chris Brown on it.
No.
You mean something like Old Town Road?
Old Town Road, no, not something like that. There's a bunch of stuff. I hate country music, but
He's talking about like Luke Bryan and stuff.
Yeah. I can't stand Luke Bryan either, but you know, old school stuff like Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard and Waylon Jennings and all them. They're good.
I can't really listen to them because like a lot of them didn't really have a thing for niggas. So like I gotta be easy, because like my girlfriend was listening. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say don't listen to David Allan Coe, but like
no, but see like David Allan Coe and like what's his name? The Are You Ready for Some Football dude's dad.
Oh, Hank Williams.
Yeah, Hank Williams. Like, I can't fuck with Hank. Like, you know, there's some real shit in Hank's catalog that is just like, whoa, buddy. And like my girlfriend's white, and she loves her country music, and one day, I guess I was in my feelings that day. She was listening to some Hank, and I really got in my feelings about that shit. It's just like, yo, I would never listen to something from anyone that would think of you the way that Hank Williams would think of me. You know what I mean? And I was really kind of in my feelings. Now, in the scheme of things, the shit really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. But I was really kind of in my feelings about that shit that day. And then here's the worst part. I go to work. I work around white people. The next day or the day after, the day after that, I go to work and one of my coworkers has a Hank Williams shirt on.
But was Hank Williams really racist?
He probably was.
Junior is very. But
yeah,
like,
Junior is.
Where do you think he got it from? There's some things in the catalog that.
Well, Hank Williams didn't really grow up that much. He like died when he was like 24.
There's some things in the catalog.
He was super young.
And there's some things in the catalog, especially, well, you said David Allan Coe. And like, here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing about David Allan Coe. I used to really like Kid Rock. I used to really like Kid Rock's music. And then Bob with the Bar, he mentions David Allan Coe, and I just kind of let it ride. I never thought anything else about it. Right. And I should have known then what happened now when he said that was music that he liked. Well,
on Kid Rock's the album that Ba Wada Ba is on, there's a song on there where he raps and he drops the N-bomb in it with the hard R on it too. So it's like you don't necessarily think about it at the time, but looking back on it now, yeah.
I was just like, yo, he used to fuck Midori. Like, we don't, like, I'm pretty sure Sam knows who Midori is. She was a black porn star. But, Midori, like, he has a son that, you know, he has a black son.
Yeah.
And, like, I was thinking, like, maybe this guy isn't so bad. And, like, all of these clues was right there. I had no
idea. You know, not to give him too much credit, but he also is completely oblivious to a lot of things. So I think he, in his mind, because he grew up in Detroit, he's a rich boy from Detroit.
He's from fucking Romeo.
That's right. You're right. And he's rich.
Fucking Romeo. I started behind the music. His dad was a fucking car salesman. He owned his own lot. Yep. He is not from the hood. He decided to run and go hang out with some niggas. He decided to try to rap. He thought he was going to get a rap career, and then Vanilla Ice came out, and it fucked everything up, and no one wanted a white rapper at that point. So then, like, somebody was like, well, maybe you should, like, lean into your roots. And then he went the rock thing while rapping over rock music. And, like, you know, like, and, like, his story is, like, something that's, like, you know, you can take that and be like, you got to believe in yourself, because like the idea that he tried to put out an album and then Vanilla Ice flopped, and then like they dropped him, and then like someone said, well, you need to reconnect to something else in order to get your lane in, and then he made Somebody Gotta Feel This, and then whoever ended up picking him up heard Somebody Gotta Feel This and could feel the passion from him and his frustration and everything. That's what made that person wanted to sign him, and I'm like, 100%, I'm on board with that. And then like what he became is just kind of like, come on, man, did you?
He became the white trash Dr. Phil.
The motherfucker who used to fuck Midori, who has a black son, started saying that Beyonce was ugly? Oh, what planet is Beyonce ugly?
Yeah, that's just wrong on all levels. Also, fun fact, Eminem is on that same album that Ba Wada Ba.
Yeah, he's on Fuck Off.
Yeah.
I told you, I was playing.
It's also the best part of the whole fucking album.
True. At the time, like, people just kind of, the TRL crowd got on to Only God Knows Why. But when you go, have you listened? When's the last time you heard the Only God Knows Why?
It's been, I don't know, probably 15 years.
Go back and listen to that song. That shit is heavily auto-tuned. It is auto-tuned. You might as well be fucking T-Pain in that song because he is auto-tuned like a motherfucker in that song.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I can hear it in my head, and you're right, he is. And, the only time that, I mean, this is lame as hell, but the only time that I felt like Kid Rock was truly good was that song that he did with Sheryl Crow, that picture song or whatever it is, or photo, I can't remember now, but...
Well, see, here's the problem. Here's the problem with that song. Tom Cruise fucked it up for everybody. You can't be in stuff. You can't be in a whole bunch of stuff. Like the only person that gets a pass on this is Jay-Z and Beyonce, because you can't be in stuff with your significant other. Like, you just can't, and like it instantly panned. And every time I hear that song, I'm just kind of like, come on, dog. Like every single time I hear that song, and my girlfriend loves that shit. I look at it sideways every single time. I look at the radio sideways every time that shit comes on. I'm like, come on, dog.
Does the radio look back?
I mean, it does nowadays.
Oh yeah, it talks back.
It talks back. It's everything.
What else is going on with you? Like, we got sidetracked like a motherfucker on that one.
Yeah. we went from what's going on with Max to Kid Rock.
Really, that's just the story of my life. No, I mean, same as everybody else. I'm an essential employee, but I work for a bank, and the way they're doing it is that I have to work every other week. So I take 1 week off.
Do you still get paid for the whole week?
I do. I'm in the minority on that, so I'm very grateful for that. But when you have to self-isolate, and I've got a wife who's starting a new job now, and she's working from home until all this shit settles down. So she's in the room that I'm actually in right now, talking to you guys for 8 hours out of the day, and I'm just sort of lounging around the house, doing some chores once in a while, and then today I decided I was going to be an angsty teenager, and I just lay down in bed and started listening to Nirvana. So I was like, yep, this is life for now. And that's basically what it boils down to. I went to the grocery store and wore a bandana around my face. And
you repping for the Grove? Who you repping for?
it was purple, so I don't know where that would fall.
You repping the Ballers? Ballers.
Or it could be repping the Saints.
Nah.
What Saints? Oh, those Saints. The Saints. I forgot about Saints Row.
Yeah, but yeah, because I woke up today and I was like, I could watch a movie or something, but I'm not really in the mood to do that. I'm just sort of wanting to be in the silence, so I kept all the TVs off for a long time and then I put some music on just to have the background noise, and then I went down a hole and decided that Nirvana and Kurt Cobain were the things that were interesting to me today.
So as long as you didn't eventually make it to the Linkin Park section of your day, we're okay.
Oh God, no.
Well, was it Inuduro?
It was, yeah. It started because I went onto YouTube, and you know how YouTube just makes recommendations for you now.
Oh, wait. Speaking of Nirvana, did you watch the Puddle of Mud cover?
I haven't yet. I like it keeps showing up in my feeds, but I need to actually click on it. But I have such a disdain for Puddle of Mud.
Oh, when we're done here and I've done streaming, I'll bring it up. I can bring it up in this chat.
No, thank you. I said it sounds as it does the sound of it just like Puddle of Mud doing a Nirvana.
But you don't know how bad it is.
How bad Shinedown's Simple Man is.
What?
But you don't understand. Okay, you don't understand how bad it is. But
I don't want to know. I don't.
Oh no, I
know.
do. I very much do. But it was funny too because I saw that you had posted that on Facebook the other day. And I think I was at work when you posted it, so I couldn't watch it. But like when I saw that, I had been scrolling through some old posts on Facebook just mindlessly the other day, and I found one where I put up just a quick joke post about how back when Puddle of Mud were famous, a lot of music outlets were like calling them the second coming of Nirvana, and even back then, like when I moderately liked them, I was like, no, that is not it. So a while back I put a thing up on Facebook saying that was like, lol, remember when everyone thought that Puddle of Mud was the next Nirvana, and then Chase posts that thing like the next day after I'd reread that. And I was like,
I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I'm kind of ashamed to say this, right?
Yeah.
I own the Puddle of Mud album.
So did I. I think Chase had it too.
I own it. I saw a song of theirs in like the section on Rock Band where you buy new songs. I saw a song and I was like, yo, I should buy that.
Was the song Blurry?
I can't remember which song it was.
It's got to be that, or it was either that or She Fucking Hates Me, or
she hates me. She hates me would be fun to do, except for like all of the stuff on Rock Band is edited.
Yeah.
So.
She fucking hates me.
Well,
so okay, She Fucking Hates Me is probably a really fun karaoke song, and that's about it. She Fucking Hates Me is like, I'm gonna do a song like Lithium without actually doing Lithium. Yeah, exactly. Which is funny because that's actually my favorite song on Nevermind. But
can I tell you, I really used to hate Come As You Are. I fucking hated that song.
It's still not my favorite, and actually Chase and I have talked about this before, and I think we're both in agreement that Nevermind is not the best Nirvana album.
But
it's the only one that I've heard in total, other than Unplugged, which doesn't count but
no, that absolutely counts.
Okay, so if we're talking Unplugged, Man Who Sold the World is fucking fantastic, bro.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
It's so great.
Yeah.
When we talk all this white people shit, and like Sam is just quiet.
But I have no idea what is going on.
I think that the first half of Nevermind is overrated, but I think the second half of Nevermind is underrated.
Yeah, I would
it's kind of like
that.
it's kind of like Thriller in that aspect. Like Thriller starts off real strong. Like it has the best opening song of all time.
Yeah,
like the best opener, the best opener of all time on Thriller, and then it just kind of until you get to the second half is fantastic. But
but that opening track on Thriller is like top god level tier stuff. But
it is the best. I can't think of a better opener for an album than that.
I've thought about. I mean, I've thought about this a lot lately because again, what do we have on our hands but time? But favorite album openers, like track ones, are like I've been going through them in my mind, and that one is on the list somewhere. But I know a lot of people would probably put "Smells Like Teen Spirit" on there as well, and it's. I
think Smells Like Teen Spirit just it's overplayed.
It is, and it's not my favorite Nirvana song, but I know a lot of people love it, and especially when I was in high school, which I'm not that old, but like I don't remember Kurt Cobain's death because I was in fourth grade when it happened.
Oh no, I was in high school when it happened.
Oh God.
And let me tell you, this is like I didn't start experimenting with different types of music until like my senior year of high school. I was in a television and radio production class, and I needed a song. I needed a song for a montage I was doing, and a friend of mine suggested a Korn song. And then so he let me use the CD so that I could think about like editing my cuts to the song.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh, this is here. Like, this is awesome. And that's when I branched out from there. Like I started at nu metal and branched out from nu metal.
Do you remember which Korn song it was?
It was
Blind.
Hold on. What I can't remember what it was.
Do you remember which album it was off of?
Did he go, "Are you ready?"
No, because he used that for a Busch Gardens video that he did for. It was like the beginning of the song leading up to the unveiling of the new roller coaster that year. And then the "Are You Ready" happens, and then it's like the actual roller coaster for the. So he used that, so I couldn't really use that one.
That's pretty clever, but
yeah, it was pretty dope at the time. But I couldn't use that song. It was I gotta find it. So talk amongst yourselves. I'll find
something takes a part of me.
That was like. That was not the right. That was like the third album.
Yeah.
That was Follow Later.
But I about a year ago, I actually revisited Life is Peachy, and I was like, man, the guitar work in this album is so weird and so experimental, and I kind of fucking dig it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like,
I liked it at the time, but then like. Soon as like Freak on a Leash came out, all of that went away. Follow the Leader just killed Peachy. Like Peachy was non-existent at that point.
Yeah, it is kind of the forgotten album because a lot of you've got the self-titled album, and then Follow the Leader is what catapulted them into superstardom, but. Life is Peachy just sort of gets ignored because
people are going to look at the self-titled as that's their first one, so I like that one, and some people will be like this one because it's the most popular, so and then Life is Peachy is kind of forgotten.
But Life is Peachy, they only had one single off of that, and that was the the Adidas song,
I figured out the song, and then we got to kind of move on from there. It was Divine is the song that I used for that montage, and it was actually I hooked my PlayStation up to a VCR and recorded myself playing Tekken, and I was making a montage from Tekken.
You were doing Let's Plays before YouTube was even thought of.
Yeah, that's sort of the thing. Like the stuff that's most popular on YouTube are videos that we would have made, decades ago, just for our own amusement, with 2 VCRs and a fucking, I don't know, like a Nintendo or something.
Yeah. But yeah, let's roll into some games, man.
We didn't talk to Sam yet.
Oh, we haven't talked to Sam. He's been so quiet. Like,
yeah, how dare you?
Talking all this white people shit, and he doesn't know what the white people shit is.
Well, up to a certain point, I don't. After like 97 or so, then yeah. Only because I had some friends in high school who listened to that music, and I kind of got into it as well.
Oh! I meant to say this. There's one thing that I forgot to say. I was in high school when Kurt Cobain died, and I didn't know any of this. And when he died, there were white kids crying
Yeah.
like a family member died, and like they were in the hallways passing out and shit, and I just didn't understand at all because I had no fucking idea who Kurt.
And you were like, "Who hurt the white people?"
Yeah, so that's what it was like, and it was the weirdest thing to me because I never imagined a connection to anyone that's outside of family and friends in that way. Like I never, like I'm, up until recently, I wasn't a very emotional person. So like, I don't react to things like people do, but like watching that was just the weirdest thing. Just like white people like really falling the fuck over in the hallways and like just sitting there like hugging their book bag, crying, like really fucking crying. I had never seen no shit like that in my life. Because of course, when you're that young, like the celebrities who die are like the people that your parents listen to and like people that your grandparents liked and stuff like that. I didn't start feeling that until like now when like the people that I know of are dying now.
Yeah.
Like
I remember years ago, I was working in Durham. I was working at a place where we graded standardized test essays, but they were coming in from out of state. Like I think they were coming from like Connecticut or something. And these were like middle school essays, and it's one of those things where they give the kids a prompt, and they have to write an essay, just listing what they would do. And the prompt was something like, if you were bequeathed to like a piece of land, what would you do with it? And a lot of kids wrote, I'd build a park, or I'd build a water park, or I don't know, a bunch of variations on parks. But one of them,
I would park.
Yeah, I would just park. Parking lot. Put a parking lot. But one kid put in that he would build a music store, and I was like, huh, this kid knows what a music store is. One, which is pretty cool. And then he went through and started talking shit about modern music, and he was like, "We wouldn't have any of this Lady Gaga shit." He didn't literally say shit, but that was kind of the tone that he was taking.
That's like the oldest middle schooler ever.
Yeah, and then he went, "We need a music store that's got CDs from Stained and Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock," and I was like, oh my God, you were born, your parents had you when they like graduated high school. Because like I sat there and did the math for a second. I was like, yeah, this kid has parents who probably graduated the same year that I did in high school or thereabouts. And so I was just like, God damn, I feel old now.
All right, Sam, we got you.
Well, hello everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Never above the pearl scar, never above the pearls. You didn't know that?
I think I've heard that before.
Okay. Well, since I work at a store, and because people don't know how to social distance themselves or stay home, I decided it was time for me to take a leave of absence because I am not dealing with this. I'm not going to get sick because of Karen. So this past week was my first week off, and I am loving it. I was born for this.
I wish I could do that.
It's nice. I mean, in all seriousness, being able to take every other week off has been pretty great.
I mean, I wake up and then I'm like, well, what am I going to do today? Absolutely nothing. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go watch TV for a few hours. But other than that, yeah, there's been nothing really going on. Just kind of been here, looking on the internet to buy things that I can't buy because I'll get them in 2 months. So just kind of been browsing around.
Yeah. So are you eventually going back to your job?
Yeah, eventually, sadly. But I don't know. I'm glad I'm not there now because ever since people got their stimulus checks, it's been Black Friday every day.
Yeah,
from what I heard.
That happened the day that we got ours. Like I noticed a heavy uptick in traffic on the road because people were actually going out and spending their money.
Yeah, mine's gone, but I paid off all the bills for this month and next month, and that's what I did with it.
That was smart.
So
there you go. No, like, people here are not social distancing. Like, traffic on the freeway, it's still bumper to bumper every morning. Where are you going?
Yeah, it's not that bad here until it gets warm. When it gets warm, then everybody's out.
Yeah.
Right.
But days like today, smooth sailing back and forth to work. No issues.
Yeah, just a little bit annoyed by people just not taking any of this serious. And just,
Yeah.
That's what it comes to, like, the protest and all of that kind of nonsense.
and like the people next door are throwing parties and stuff every weekend, and they got people coming over. I'm like, you're all gonna die, all of y'all.
Yeah. I say that a lot. Like, we try to keep it, we try to stay as social distance as possible, but because they haven't, put in an all-out stay-at-home order, we're still allowed to move around freely. And so me and my wife, we usually get the dogs and go for a walk whenever we can, but, we try to keep our distance from everybody while we're out.
They have the stay-at-home order here. Nobody is enforcing it.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty much what it is here. There's no enforcement, but people are just doing what they want to do, and then that's how you end up with, like, Virginia actually doing the whole protest in front of the Capitol and all of that kind of shit. It's like, come on, man, what are y'all doing?
Well,
Someone actually put out a flyer that said, like, don't worry about your mask, bring your kids. Like, we're going to the Capitol. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, like, what really annoys me too is that, like, those protests are getting so much press coverage, but if you look at them and you listen to when they describe them, like, each protest is only a few hundred people. It's not like thousands upon thousands of people, like, descending on their various state capitals. It's just like it's like a small.
I've read things that say that, like, a lot of these people are actually paid protesters from, like, all these lobbyist companies and stuff.
I've heard that too. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
I don't. You know what? I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
well, somebody had posted, like, the thing to where, like, conservatives say it's okay to, like, run your car into protesters that are blocking first responders, and they said that back in the day, about, not back in the day, but with the
Charlottesville.
Yeah, the Charlottesville and stuff. So, and now they were like, they just said the same thing, but then the conservatives were like, they had the math thing that they were trying to figure out. Because
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. I shared one thing earlier, and there's a bunch of people standing outside of the Capitol talking about something like this. This is how you react when someone tells you what you can do with your body. It's like it's a bunch of men being told what they can do with their bodies, and, like, it's like, okay, like, we told you to stay the fuck home, and now all of a sudden you're upset. But this is what you've been telling women how long?
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, they're saying, well, fuck the people that get sick. We're still going to go out because it's our choice, and we should have that. And then you're like, so you're pro-choice?
Yeah.
Right. Right. I think, you know what? When I saw the pictures and stuff from Michigan, I was just kind of like, this is fucked up. Like, y'all are dumb. And then I saw the Confederate flags, and it instantly turned into Drago. If he dies, he dies. Fuck him.
No, but, like, this whole thing has just been taking a huge toll on me, because, like, every time you turn on the TV, they got something's going on. It's just like, it just got to the point where I'm just isolating myself from everything now.
Yeah.
It's just like TV and newspaper. I've not been paying for the newspaper since October. They still send it every day, even though I've told them not to send it.
This is why I spend most of my time on YouTube, where I control what I watch, and I have autoplay turned off, so I choose the next thing that I watch.
Yeah, like, they can't mention that on there because they'll get demonetized. So it's all good. I can just watch all kinds of. Although I have had the same problem you have. I was watching like a commercial from like a convenience store, a Louisiana convenience store in the 1980s. It was a commercial. Come try our sandwiches or whatever. Next thing you know, I'm getting all kinds of suggestions for 1980s convenience store commercials.
That is the reason why I have YouTube Premium.
Oh, you don't get that on there?
I don't get no ads, none.
Oh no,
Zero.
they're not ads. They're suggestions on the side for like.
This
nice video.
Yeah.
The suggestions.
Here's a video from Friendlies. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But no, I've just been isolating myself from all that. I've been listening to podcasts, and it's just like, if they're talking about it, I just delete it instantly. Like I don't even listen if it's even in the title or
kind of how I was with VR. Like even my favorite podcast, y'all start talking about your VR, I'm out. Go ahead and unsubscribe.
Today I listened to a podcast that like this dude did. It was like a deep dive on Friday the 13th. And I was like, okay, I'll listen to this for about 2 hours. And it was cool. It had to do with murder, but still, it wasn't talking about the thing.
It was talking about fun murder.
Yeah, I was talking about the other thing.
Yeah.
Scar, he did a deep explanation of Jason X. I need to watch this now.
I love Jason X. It's the only Friday the 13th movie.
It's so ridiculous.
Yo, the shit is so funny. Like the best part of it's probably like the best part of any movie. I mean, because it knows that it's campy and stupid, but Jason actually stabs a dude. And he says, it's going to take more than that to kill this old dog. And then Jason stabs him again, and he goes, yep, that'll do it. It's the dude I think it was the dude from Spartacus, the dude who was like the trainer dude.
Oh, the old man?
The real shiny black dude. Like, cause in Spartacus, he was always shiny as fuck.
I'm thinking about Gladiator. Never mind. Sorry.
No, I'm talking about the Spartacus, the TV show. And he was always, if y'all ever seen Spartacus, you always know exactly what I'm talking about. He was the shiny motherfucker that was like training him, but he was always like really fucking shiny for some reason.
He's got the glow. That's fine.
But after we get done, I'll hit you up, Sam, and get you into Plex because I have all that Friday the 13th ripped on there from my DVDs.
Yeah, if you need anything Friday the 13th related, go to Chase.
Okay, so are we going to talk about games real quick?
Yeah, I got some games and some movies, man.
Okay, but whatever we do, we have to go through them fast because we've talked about nonsense for way too long.
But the nonsense is the best part.
The nonsense is the best part. So now we got to go through the worst part fast. All right, here goes. I'm gonna start this off. I have played more 2K. I'm almost to the All-Star game in 2K. I've live streamed some NBA Live. I've been playing a lot of basketball. I've been playing a ton of Division 2, just kind of helping people. And I actually helped some people get past some things that they were stuck on. And it kind of makes me feel good to help people get past stuff that they were stuck on. And then I put in Killing Floor, and I played some Killing Floor. I played a little bit yesterday, and then I played some today. And man, I miss Killing Floor. But I did notice today I was getting some errors. I don't know whether it was my internet or what, but my character was kind of jumping around a little bit, just kind of lagging a bit, which sucks. But it's a co-op game. Everything's fine because it's a co-op game. You know what I mean? Like if it was a multiplayer game, I'd be really upset, but that's that, and then I really want to play, I'm getting ready to play, 2 Point Hospital for the Xbox because it's in Game Pass. I don't really want to play on the Xbox, but because I have the PC version, but I just want to see how the Xbox version plays. So I'm going to start playing that on the Xbox. I seen Rise of Skywalker. I've seen a few other things, but I've seen Rise of Skywalker. I didn't know that I could really all right, spoiler alert for the Star Wars sequels or whatever. When Han died, I was just kind of like, oh, that kind of hurts a bit.
Yeah.
And then, has everyone here seen it?
Force Awakens?
I have.
Yes.
Okay.
You talking about Force Awakens?
Are you talking about Force Awakens or Rise of Skywalker?
I'm going all the way to Rise of Skywalker.
I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker.
Okay. I will say this. When another character dies, I felt nothing. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Until Chewbacca lost it. And that's what happened in both cases. Chewbacca was the one who made me get in my feels about the situation. It wasn't that character. It was Chewbacca and Chewbacca's reaction to it. And I was like, yo, I'm really fucking crying right now. Like, holy shit. I mean, I was by myself. So like, I was good to just go ahead and just get it out. But like, I was like, yo, I'm really fucking crying right now. Chewbacca just made me like, pull my covers up like that shit hit me, bro. Like it was Chewbacca's reaction. And then what happens to Chewbacca at the end of the movie where they rectify a wrong for Chewbacca at the end of the movie.
That I understand that, but at the same time I was like in the theaters going, come on.
Yeah.
But at the same time I was like, oh, that's nice.
I was like, so I was like, man, come on. Like, yeah, you know, like I don't want theirs. I needed mine's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I needed mine. Somebody needed to give me one. I don't need to get this person's because this person ain't hitting them up.
Yeah.
If you look at the trailer,
why
it's
you
actually
doing
in the trailer.
Yeah, but like it like after after watching the movie, it felt different than just seeing it in the trailer, you know.
Yeah.
But Chewbacca got me both times. Other than that, like I thought it was a pretty decent movie. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so like it was just a movie to me. So I don't have all of the hate and stuff like that, but of course, I watched a couple of videos of people reviewing it, like people doing honest reviews, and then of course I get YouTube algorithm. Now all of the hate videos are like everywhere, and I discovered like the greatest thing ever. And I posted at least one of these into the Discord, and it is the video of is a guy playing two roles, and it's called Pitch Meeting by Screen Rant, and he is explaining. The swarmy like corporate version of him goes like, "Hey, you got a movie for me?" And then the guy says, "Yes, I do." And they just basically he's explaining the story, and then the guy is like, "Well." And like poking holes in like the story and stuff like that, and it's really clever and it's very well written. And I've watched like a million of these. I've watched them mostly for movies that I've seen, so that I don't get spoiled, because a lot of the spoilers are there because he's talking about like how this thing happened. It was like, well, couldn't this have been a different way? It's like, get off my back about that. Like that type of thing. And I think these are very, very well written and very, very well acted, things, because it's goofy and it's a goofy way of pointing out the flaws of these movies. And I think they're done really well. So go to Screen Rant and look at the pitch meetings for movies you've seen. That's me.
Carl, what'd you think of Babu Frick? Hey!
Babu Frick is basically
he's like every dude I went to college with.
And I'm gonna make up a word. He is basically a little slightly less niggerization than Jar Jar. You know what I mean? Like he is this movie's Jar Jar.
He is like every dude I went to college with who walked into a room with a case of beer going, "Hey, ready to party?"
Okay, which one was Babu Frick? I can't even remember now.
He's the guy who fixes drawings and stuff. He's like the little
okay.
roach-looking thing.
Like he's little Jar Jar.
Yeah. See, I don't know if this is controversial or not, but the Last Jedi was the best of the new trilogy. So it was like,
oh no. Force Awakens. The Force Awakens is only the best one because it's basically a carbon copy of A New Hope.
Right. What? Yeah.
if The Force Awakens was a standalone movie and didn't have so many tiebacks to A New Hope, then, but I think because it's so close to A New Hope, I roll with that one.
But yeah, I definitely rock with The Last Jedi, and I mean, The Force Awakens is going to be my favorite too, just because of the nostalgia factor and all that stuff. But the Last Jedi, like, it was a commentary on Star Wars and less of a Star Wars movie. It was like a kind of taking Star Wars and turning it upside down, and that's not what Star Wars fans wanted. They just wanted a Star Wars movie. So, but I think like 20, 30 years down the road, people are going to revisit The Last Jedi as like this great commentary on the entire Star Wars thing, or this waxed philosophical.
Don't worry, Chase. Whatever they did in The Last Jedi, they kind of erased in the Rise of Skywalker.
They retconned almost everything.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think the worst thing about the sequel trilogy isn't the individual movies. I think the individual movies are good movies. It's just they didn't really have a plan. Like the original Star Wars trilogy, as well as the prequels, had a plan, and they had continuity. And like,
well, okay, we can't really say that for the prequels.
Well, they had a plan.
The prequels didn't have a real plan. It was just like, we have to make these story beats work.
He had a loose story that he wanted to tell, and then they made the prequels.
Yeah,
but the sequels didn't even have the loose story.
Those movies are like how Joss Whedon said he did Buffy seasons. Like, he would go to the writing team and says, okay, so I need to hit these beats. I need you to write episodes that gets me to these points.
Yeah.
And that's basically what the prequel trilogy was.
But I agree with Chase, though, because I think because I think, again, as much as I love The Last Jedi, you can kind of tell that Rian Johnson, the director, like, he saw what J.J. Abrams did with The Force Awakens, and then he was all like, okay, that's all cool and everything. Now watch how I destroy all of it. And then
I think it's cool. My favorite movie is Revenge of the Sith. Period. Like, I still think that's my favorite movie of the whole thing.
Interesting. That's not. I mean, Revenge of the Sith, at least, that was definitely the best one out of the prequels.
But but this Star Wars hate did not start with the sequel trilogy. It didn't even start with the prequels. It actually started with Return of the Jedi. There was a lot of people, and we were too young to know about it, but there was a lot of people that fucking hated Return of the Jedi. Yeah, and I'm actually... I know this is blasphemy, but Return of the Jedi is actually my favorite of the original trilogy. I know objectively that Empire is better. Like, there's no doubt about that. But just personally, Jedi is my favorite.
What's yours, Sam?
What's that?
What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Empire.
Yeah.
Although Rogue One is actually a really close second now.
I kind of like.
I just hated the fact that all of them died, and then like you saw, and then like the only cool
what do you think was going to happen? Like, they never mentioned them ever again.
Yeah, there's two cool things about that movie: the fucking robot, and seeing Darth Vader get busy.
From Firefly.
The Vader thing at the like the Vader thing at the end of that movie, that was like fan service to the nth degree, but I didn't care because it was so fucking cool.
But here is the problem with that. Like, in A New Hope, when they fight at the end, they say, well, you're watching two old men fight. And it's just like, okay, I guess I understand the two old men fighting. But then at Rogue One, at the end of Rogue One, he gets busy.
Here's the thing.
He's basically the same old me.
He just in Rogue One he still had the meds going through. He did all his stuff, and all of a sudden they wore off. As he went through that door, he's like, "Oh, it's kicking in."
He got to the end of A New Hope, and that blood pressure medication kicked in. I need to go take my old ass down. But, oh shit!
I always took that as maybe like Obi-Wan was so strong with the Force that like Vader couldn't just run through him like he did everybody else, because they weren't Jedis, they were just regular dudes.
Yeah,
I love the thing after the first two movies where people were talking shit about Kylo Ren, and the director of the movie and was just like, yeah, all of y'all that's doing all of this talking, Kylo Ren is you. Kylo Ren and how he's acting is you. Like you're saying something about like him just going the fuck off randomly and slicing up shit and smashing the helmet over like dumb shit. Yeah, this is you.
Yeah,
every single one of you.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
And hasn't it always been a thing that the Sith relied on emotion? So it just kind of makes sense that all the Sith Lords, when they're young, are like super emotional.
Yeah, they're a bunch of emo kids, as evidenced by Hayden Christensen.
All right, let's move on.
He was so dedicated to that role. He actually lit himself on fire. That's why you never see him in anything else.
All right, so now we got to move faster because we keep getting sidetracked. Chasey, you finished?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Max, what you got?
So we're talking about
games and movies and what you watch.
Well, I haven't done games and movies yet. You're telling the same.
That's what we were doing. I did mine. You were supposed to be doing yours. We got sidetracked.
I haven't done mine at all.
Well,
then fucking start. Run through it.
Okay. God, you didn't even got me a chance. You're like, are you done? But yeah, I started playing Control, man, and I really fucking like that game a lot.
You and Sam got something coming?
I'm still at the Darth Maul, at the skinny Darth Maul part. So anything after that, don't say nothing.
Well, I don't know what that is, so I'm probably not past that.
There's a guy that comes out of the wall, and he just like destroys you.
And he looks like skinny Darth Maul. That was me. I was watching the live stream, and I was like, skinny Darth Maul.
You're like, yo, you just got the beats by skinny Darth Maul.
Yes. But yeah, I really dig it, and I mean, I did really dig Quantum Break, and then the reason I played Quantum Break because I had it and I really wanted to play Control, but then I saw Control on sale, so after I was doing that, I just bought Control. But I've really digging that game, man. The gameplay is like really good. It has a little bit of Souls elements, not really as with the difficulty, but you do. Hey, this is my soapbox. I don't give a shit.
Faster. We got to go faster.
We ain't got to go.
We still got 2 other people to do.
I'm still on my first one, and I'm talking fast. I'm going to get to it. Keep interrupting me, but anyway. But I really like the gameplay. I like the gameplay. I'm going to say I like the gameplay because Scar is sitting here getting on me about the gameplay. But
the gameplay's good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's not like you're just going to run through it. It has a difficulty, but it's not super Soulsy difficult. But the Souls elements is the fact that when you die, you're going to start back at one of the control points. It's not going to be.
Yeah, that's the part that was getting on my nerves.
But it's not like you lose your progress. You just run back through, to get back to where you were. But it's not. Whatever you've done is still done. But yeah, I really dig it, and it has this like. I know that Alan Wake had like the Twin Peaks thing going on, but
I think we lost Chase.
No, he's right there. He's like an FBI project.
Yeah, we lost you for a second. And since you're streaming this, you were probably talking and we couldn't hear you. But it's all right. Go into the next. We got you.
You're good.
I'm good.
Yeah,
you're
go
good.
ahead.
You're back now.
What are you staring at?
I'm looking at my shit because my stream just like cut out and stuff. But yeah, it's it definitely has. It feels like a mixture between the X-Files a little bit and like David Lynch, but not Twin Peaks David Lynch. Like there's a red phone in the middle of a hotel room and it's ringing and you're down this long hallway, David Lynch. And so I really dig the whole thing and it looks really good. But the ESO event's over, which was kind of crazy. Between getting the tickets and stuff and having 150 times XP was insane. But I actually got all my tickets and got my Indrik, which is this crazy looking horse thing. But yeah, so that's done. But yeah, the last thing that I did, which it might take a little bit longer because I actually have some things to say about this shit. I tried out Stadia.
You know, I got an email of trying out Stadia, and I was like, nope.
Yeah, I was like, no thanks.
But yeah, I actually tried it out because you get 2 free months of the Pro thing, and you know, I just canceled or whatever. But I just tried it out on my Pixel phone, and the thing is, it seems like a really cool idea, especially for something like Destiny 2, because there's cross save. So if I was out somewhere and like I had nothing to do, I can just like run some bounties or something on my phone with an Xbox controller. You know what I mean?
But conventional wisdom says wherever you go, take your PlayStation with you.
Well, yeah. But here's the thing. I thought that people were like, "Oh man, you might need to get this or get a Chromecast Ultra." I was like, "Okay, why would I get? Why do I need to buy anything?" The whole thing with Stadia is that I'm not having to upgrade anything.
But don't you have a Nexus phone, or don't you have a Google phone?
I have a Google phone. Yeah,
that's the reason why you can use it. We can't.
No, here's the thing. I had input lag. Like when I pulled my trigger, it was like a half a second later that it fired on screen. And then people were like, "Oh yeah, maybe you try this and whatnot." There was no input lag on the PC. I tried it on the PC as well you can do it with just through your Chrome browser, but it was running at 30 frames per second, which is fine, but I noticed it, but there was no input lag. I was like, so what's the fucking point? Like, who is this for? Because anybody that is a gamer like us already has like a console or a PC or something that if they're going to play on a big screen, they already have something to play fucking Destiny 2 on. The only reason I would want it is to play it remotely, you know, on the tablet or the phone. And here's the other thing. Here, anybody that's not on the stream can't see it, but watch this. Well, didn't mean to click. But here's all the games. Watch this. That's it. That's all the games on Stadia. 30 fucking games. And one of the games that I got through the Pro thing is Destiny 2, which is fucking free. That's the only thing I would think about doing is because the free thing, and it didn't have input lag. I was like, dude. And the other thing, this right here, the only thing that they have, there's no tablets that have Stadia support. Only the Pixel phones, like a Galaxy S and a Galaxy 9 or something, and like some Rise of Gamers phone and a Razer phone, and that's it. Everything else is just, you know, Chromecast or play it on your PC. I was like, then what's the fucking point? Because yeah, it's cool I can do it on my phone, but I'd rather do it on here.
Yeah.
So it's fucking pointless. In the current state, it's fucking pointless.
So that's how you really feel, Chase.
That's how I feel. Stay on the record. Stated is pointless. But yeah, that's it for me on games.
Max, real fast. What do you think?
Not a big gamer, but I've been playing Telling Lies. It's a game by the same guy who did Her Story from a few years ago. Exact same principle as Her Story, just with a bigger cast of characters. Like, the whole point of the game is literally just trying to figure out the story. Like, there's no other objective.
I thought the objective was to tell lies.
No. People are telling lies in the game.
Okay.
but you're trying to figure out what the lies are.
That's the one with the webcams, right? But you're only getting one side of the webcam, and you got to find the other side. Okay.
Yeah, you get it's a series of two-way conversations, but you only hear one side of it, and you're basically trying to get keywords from whatever they're saying and putting it into a search bar to get the other side of the conversation. I mean, it doesn't sound that exciting, but it's actually pretty fun.
I actually watched someone explain her story as opposed to actually playing her story.
Right. And
that works out a whole lot better for me.
Yeah. Her story, I mean, there's super cuts on YouTube. Like, you can see the whole game as it's supposed to play out. And I think there's the same, I'm pretty sure it's the same with Telling Lies. And it's been a fun game. It was a fun. It's been a fun game for the most part. Telling Lies has. And real quick, in terms of movies, which I mean, Chase knows this, and I think you know this, Scar. But I'm not a huge, I'm a cinephile. But kind of going.
Me neither.
And I just watched a horror movie that was really good called The Invitation. I saw it on. It's available to rent on Prime. And the basic plot is that this couple goes to the house of the guy's ex-wife, and she's having a party, and it turns out that she's joined a cult, and the party is sort of like cultish, maybe. But the reason I bring it up is because I was watching it and I was staring at the guy who plays the main character, and I'm looking at him real hard, and I'm like, I have seen him somewhere and I don't fucking know where. So I pulled up.
You were watching on Amazon. Amazon has IMDb integration. All you have to do is just pause it.
Yeah,
it's Amazon X-ray.
Yeah, it does, and you can. And I did that, but then I actually went to IMDb to actually look at his filmography, and I'm scrolling through it, and it's a bunch of movies that I'd never heard of. So I was like, okay, maybe I was just thinking I recognize him. And then all of a sudden I get to a credit on IMDb for Telling Lies, and I realize, oh shit, he's one of the main characters in that. That's how I recognize him.
Oh, speaking of recognizing characters, did any of you feel the same way when Luke showed up in Rise of Skywalker, that when he says there's no way to treat a Jedi's weapon or whatever he says, that was totally the Joker?
Yes, it was. You're right.
It was totally the Joker.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. But that's been it. Like I've also been revisiting Pinky and the Brain, because I have the whole series up on Hulu, and just for childhood nostalgia, and that show holds up like better than it has any right to.
Word up.
Yep. So that's where I'm at.
Sam.
All right. So I watched a few things. I did catch the Chicago Bulls documentary thing on ESPN. Pretty good.
Talk about that. I cut the cord, and I have ESPN Plus, but I can't watch it because I don't have a cable provider. What the fuck?
Really?
That sucks.
Yeah, well, I didn't watch it by other means. I watched it through my TV. So, but if I did, I would help you out.
I'm going to. A couple of people suggested some other means. I'm going to do that.
Okay. You're going to sell the 7 Seas?
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched this. It was pretty good. The first 2 episodes were good. I think it's going to be weekly. So
yeah,
I really want to watch it.
I think it may be like 7 episodes or something. I don't know. I've heard good things
10.
about it. Is it 10?
10.
Okay. Yeah.
The next episode is on Dennis Rodman, and I'm excited.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I was a fan. I was a fan back in those days.
I was actually, even before like the internet and stuff, like even before he even joined the Bulls, I did my 8th grade report on Dennis Rodman, and do you know how hard it was finding information on this man before there was really an internet database of any kind? It was tough. It was really,
I understand.
Anyway,
I read the book. I can't remember it, but I read the book back in the day.
no, this was even before the book.
Okay. I mean, I'm old. So, like, a lot of people my age are saying, like, okay, I watched this, and there was nothing here that I didn't know.
No, it's just interesting, because I knew this footage existed. I knew it existed because they talked about it for years. They just never showed it to us. until now.
Right.
Anyway, I watched that. That was great. I watched Super Size Me 2.
They made another one?
They made another one, yeah. I mean, he's been steadily working. He had his own TV show for a while. He had little stuff. But yeah, this one, he doesn't actually do anything weird or crazy. He decides he's going to open up his own fast food restaurant. And he just goes into like the logistics of everything and how he's going to open up like a chicken sandwich shop. And it was hard for him to even maneuver to do this, only because he kept getting blocked by the chicken industry. Not because of who he was, but because he's an outsider and he's not one of them. And they have this whole hierarchy thing that if you're not one of the big chicken companies, you get nothing. And he blew the cover on how messed up their system was. And yeah, it's a pretty good eye opener. You should check it out.
Okay.
And I've been trying to catch up on the Clone Wars, only because one of the characters from there is going to be on season 2 of The Mandalorian, and I need to catch up to see what happens to that character in between then. The only thing is, it's really hard to watch because I cannot stand that animation style. I really don't like it. But it's been tough, but I've been trying to power through. I've also been trying to get through Rebels. I like their animation style a little bit better, but this Clone Wars one, I really can't stand even looking at it.
I understand that. It has that Samurai Jack animation style, right?
Yeah, and it has the same. I think it's the same animation style they were trying to bring back for when they were bringing back Thundercats, the new one.
Oh no, that is that Teen Titans Go nonsense.
That's okay. So, and all that crap looks the same to me.
Okay.
That weird, childish kind of weird looking thing. I don't know. But no, yeah, that's what I've been doing. So I'm trying to gear up for the next season of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Rosario Dawson is going to be in the next season of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, but she's going to be all covered up though.
Yeah, she's going to be Ahsoka. She's going to be Ahsoka though.
Well, I wasn't going to. Yeah, that's who I was trying not to mention because I don't know who hasn't seen it.
I mean, we haven't.
I mean, I know that she dies at one point because she was Chase, cover your ears.
My ears are covered.
Okay, cover your ear. I know that she dies at one point because she's one of the voices that a certain character hears.
Yes.
In Rise of Skywalker. So I know at some point.
Yeah, but they all go on at that point.
Oh no, I know that. I just I wonder if it's going to be something that we actually get to see or what.
Right. I hear you.
We're going to find out.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Okay. So before we wrap up, Max, do you have anything to say to the people? We don't really do a whole bunch of shout outs and stuff like that around here these days, but is there anything you would like to say to the people?
Just social distance like motherfuckers, and eventually shit's going to open back up, and then we can resume some form of normal life. So shout out to the people who are stuck inside.
Yeah, we're all going to do some Jackbox tomorrow night through Skype, and you're invited, Scar, if you want to join in.
I think he's about as excited about that as listening to David Allen Coe.
I did a thing on Friday though, and he's doing it again on another Friday. Oh no, on this coming Friday, Rashani is doing a live thing on Zoom where we're playing Black Card Revoked. That was hilarious. Black Card Revoked is like Cards Against Humanity with black people stuff.
That sounds like it would be fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. It wasn't recorded though, so I don't know it was just a bunch of people just getting together to do something.
Cards Against Humanity is Cards Against Humanity with bad people stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it was that type of game. I'm not saying it was that game with black people stuff, but it was just that type of thing. A lot of the questions were majority wins questions. and some of it was like right answer type stuff, and it was actually pretty good. I liked it. I'm gonna say this. There's one thing that I did watch, and I don't know if I want to talk about this in like a separate thing, but I watched a documentary I've been meaning to for a long time called "Standing in the Shadows of Motown."
Yeah.
And it is about the Funk Brothers, and like I felt terrible. Like, I felt terrible. Like, you know all of these songs, and you know what all of these songs mean. And to some people, like, these songs mean a lot. I'm older. So, like, some of these songs mean a lot. Outside of the performances, because I didn't really care for most of the performances, except Joe Levert. Joe Levert is the fucking man. Joe Levert and Shaka Khan really did their thing. But outside of the performances, it's about the Funk Brothers who played the background music for like all of your favorite Motown songs.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt bad that I had no idea who these people were.
Yeah, there's a lot of documentaries like that. There's also another one called Buena Vista Social Club, which is about the backing band for, I can't even remember now which
there's another one I saw on Netflix called 20 Feet from Stardom. It's about backup singers.
Yeah.
That was really good. Like, really, really good. Yeah. A lot of these have, like, out-of-the-world talents, but they just can't be in the front.
Yeah.
But so I'll talk about that separately. But other than that, man, I think we had a good show. I mean, we talked about a whole bunch of...
what you just said...
To bring up.
What'd you say, Sam?
I was going to say, I have one thing to bring up before you close. Go ahead, Chase.
Okay.
I was just saying that kind of like a little bit goes back to what we were saying about the kids of the day, to where like it makes us kind of feel like our parents being like, oh, these kids of the day, but even us knew about stuff in the 60s and 70s and stuff, and we knew about movies and music from the 60s and 70s. These kids today don't know shit that happened in 2004 because they're so ingrained in the internet.
As a young person, I didn't give two shits about what my parents cared about. It wasn't until I got older that I realized that there was value there. But when I was young, I wanted to listen to Wu-Tang. I didn't give a fuck about the OJs. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't give a fuck about the OJs.
But you heard of them.
The Temptations. Like, I've heard of them, but I didn't give a shit.
I met 26-year-olds that never even heard of Smashing Pumpkins.
Which is weird.
Well, there's been a lot of like artists and producers and stuff like that doing these Instagram battles. Matter of fact, Babyface and Teddy Riley are battling right now.
I heard about that.
Teddy Riley and Babyface are battling right now as we speak.
So they're doing it again?
Yeah, because Teddy Riley shit fucked up last time.
Bro, did you see Tyrese's comment?
Yes, throwing the tile, T-I-L-E tile. But like, it's like really what a lot of this stuff is like these artists taking the time to, display like their real talent. Like, I made this, or I was a part of this, I produced this, and stuff like that. I think the most meaningful one to me was the Jonte Austin and Neo battle, because like the two of them, especially Jonte Austin, has written some mega hits, but no one knows who he is. And I thought that was part of the thing. Like, some of these like Mariah Carey songs and stuff like that are absolute smashes. Jonte Austin wrote those, and like no one knows his name. And like, and I think a lot of this, and I think the Teddy Riley and Babyface one is going to be major, because like these young people don't know who Babyface is. You know what I mean? Like, you've probably heard a Babyface song. You know, like you've definitely heard a Babyface song, but you have no idea who he is. And I think that's what's good about this. The connecting to people who don't understand, who these people really are. And I think it's been really good. I've yet to see, outside of Scott Storch, who's not really one of y'all, I've never seen y'all do this. Like, no one from like fucking Puddle of Mud and Nickelback are just gonna get there and play their songs back to back and like, oh yeah, I had this hit, and then they try to battle each other with the songs that they did. So like, I've yet to see that there, but this has been really good. just entertainment wise, for what's going on right now. All right. I think we're done here. I think we had a good show.
I got my one thing. All right. So, do you guys enjoy 90s websites? Do you guys enjoy Angel Fire, GeoCities type of looking websites? If you do, you should check out my website. It's my name, SamuelKalunga.com. Check it out. I've been tweaking with it a bit because I've been bored here. So go check it out. Sign my guest book. Look at the stupid stuff that's on there. I haven't had any articles on there yet, but I will.
So you've made an actual 90s style website?
Yeah, go look at it. Go enter my name.
Remind me and send me the link so I can put it in the show notes, and it'll just stay in the show notes.
Cool. And now I have to warn you guys: it's best viewed with Netscape Navigator.
Word up. The show. This whole show is best viewed in Navigator. Word up. Thank you to Max. And thank you for coming and hanging out with us for a little bit. We appreciate you, dog.
Definitely.
And
if you'll have me back, I'll come back.
Absolutely. And then when next time I take a trip, I hope you come by.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully next time you are able to take a trip, we'll all be able to move about a little.
Hey, can we get you next time instead of Chase, please? Can you just replace Chase?
Can I do what?
Chase got to do the stream, so like we can't like.
Oh, never mind.
Chase.
Sorry. forget what I said.
But yeah, man. So for Max, Sam, Chase, this is Scarcasm. I'm Scarfinger. And we're out of here. Peace out to the Warriors, yo.
Later.
Yeah.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.